Now that we've got through the warm-up portion of your practice, we want to go through some drills and skills to teach your players the basic fundamentals of baseball or softball. Usually they're pretty much the same, and one of the first things we want to talk about is hitting. Most importantly, the very first thing you're going to do is pick the bat up. Now, a lot of kids will want to pick the bat up like this with their hands spread apart or have their hands twisted. When they pick the bat up, you want their knuckles lined up. This allows for a free flow of your swing and allows them an opportunity to finish their swing. So as their knuckles are lined up, the bat comes up around their ear. Now, once they've got the bat in their hands, we want to look at the base. The base being your legs and feet. About shoulders width apart, and you want the kids in good balance. You definitely don't want all of their weight back on one foot like this, or all of their weight out on one foot like this. If all their weight's back, that's going to promote an uppercut in their swing, and we definitely don't want to promote that. With all their weight out front, it's very difficult for them to get any power on their swing, and also they're completely out on their front foot, which keeps them off balance as they swing through the pitch. So you want a good base, good solid balance to where they've got time, they can react to any pitch that's thrown to them. One of the myths that we had talked about earlier, dispelling, was the myth of having your elbow up. We hear this over and over throughout youth baseball, and really what that does is lock your hands into a position that they don't need to be in, and it tightens the kids up. You want their elbow down with their bat up. When you hear someone say swing level, really, that's not true. You want the player to swing down on the ball. So as they start their swing, they drive off their back foot, the hands come through, and they take the knob of the bat through to the ball. What we don't want them doing, starting their swing, have their hands come out and sweep the bat across the strike zone. So as they start in their ready position, their athletic position, solid base, good balance, hands in good position, up by their ear. As they start their swing, take the knob of the bat to the ball, and then the bat head fires through the zone, and they finish the swing. So let's look at what a good swing would look like. Hands up, eyes on the ball, start your swing, and the bat head fires, finish your swing. One thing that you'll find out with a lot of your players, everything could be good with their swing, and they come through, and as soon as they make contact with the ball, they stop their swing. So really emphasize the point of finishing your swing, making sure they stay loose. You don't want them tight. Swing all the way through their pitch and stay on balance. Okay, so now you're ready for your first drill. This is a drill called the fence drill. As you can see, I've got a small group of players. I don't have my whole team over here with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about this drill. One of the fundamentals that we talked about when we talked about what a good swing was having the knob of the bat go directly to the ball and not coming way outside. So remember, you always want the knob of the bat to go to the ball, and then you fire your wrist through. Now, what we're going to do with this drill is you're going to stand up with your bat, put the knob of your bat on your belly button. This part of the bat is going to be touching the fence right here. And that seems really close, right? But you're going to take a normal swing right by this fence without hitting it. If you take the knob of the bat straight through to the ball and then fire your bat, you won't touch it. You guys think you can do that?
Yeah.
You've explained verbally how you want your kids to perform the fence drill. Now, get up, show them exactly how it's going to work, and this is how it's going to be. Once again, have your bat, your knuckles lined up, good solid base, nice balance. Take the knob of the bat to your belly button, the end of the bat touching the fence. Then you're going to go into a nice, easy, normal swing. As with any hitting drill, always pretend there's a pitcher in front of you and watch the ball come in. So as you can see, as I'm getting ready, knuckles lined up, good solid base, here comes the pitch, and I step through and fire. That doesn't leave you a lot of room. This is a 30-inch bat, so I've got 30 inches between my body and the fence. But as you can see, with ease, by taking the knob of the bat through, I'm stepping directly toward the camera, directly toward the pitcher, knob of the bat comes through, and the head of the bat fires down on the ball. Now, one way to show an incorrect swing, rather than taking the knob of the bat straight through the ball and firing the head of the bat out, if your player steps and wants to sweep the bat through the zone, and the reason you don't want to sweep the bat through the zone is because it slows your bat speed down. So if they step and they come out to sweep the bat, their swing on this drill is going to look like this. they're not going to be able to get it through. The head of the bat's going to come out, hit the fence. What also happens is they drop that back shoulder. Okay, when you drop your back shoulder, that causes an uppercut. And as we talked about before, you want a downward arc swing. And the way that you achieve that is have the knob of the bat go straight through to the ball. Now, one really good drill that you can show your players is a tee drill. They may not want to hit off of a tee, especially if they're older, and the way you get around that is ask them, how many people think that Barry Bonds or A-Rod or Derek Jeter hits off of a tee? If none of them raise their hand, tell them they hit off of a tee every day. Baseball players always hit off of a tee. There's a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this, and there are several variations on it. Today, we're going to show you the basic tee drill, but in your packet, you're going to see 4 or 5 different variations on this drill that'll keep constantly changing things up for your players so they don't get bored with it. But if you do the tee drill right, it's going to be a challenging drill for your players, as well as a drill that's going to reinforce good form. The first thing you want to do is have your tee set up in a position that is in a good height for the player that's hitting. So, as you can see, this ball is not at my chest. It's not below my knees. It's going to be right about at my waist level. As with all of our other drills in regard to hitting, you always want to envision a pitcher out in front of you. Envision the pitcher throwing the ball, pick the ball up directly out of his hand, follow that right down to the tee. Remember, anybody can look at a ball directly on a tee the entire time and hit it, so that defeats the purpose of the drill. So let's take a good look at what a good swing off of a tee is going to look like. As you can see, I've got my good base, hands in good position. Here comes the pitch, step, and swing through. Once again, you're going to have players who will want to stop their bat at contact and try to impress upon them to make sure they finish their swing. Let's take a look at a few more. Good solid base, in balance, good extension. Several different variations on this drill are ways that you can kind of incorporate a little bit of a change if the kids start to get bored. You can put them up closer to the tee and have them try to drive the ball to right field. You can pull them back a little bit and have them take everything up the middle, or pull them back even farther and have them take everything to left field. But remember, you always want to look at their shoulders and have them take the knob of the bat to the ball to get that downward arc on the ball. Once again, the downward arc on the ball. Also, when you look at different variations on this drill, there are drills where you can incorporate 2 tees that'll reinforce that. Also, we've got games that you can play with your tees to where you can give runs, the number of runs that you have, if in 3 swings they can get the ball out to the right field, or in 3 swings they can get the ball out to the left. You can also incorporate the tee and soft toss drills into some of your practices later on in your practice when you get the kids out in the field and play games, soft toss games and tee games. So remember, just be creative. Look at some of the drills that are going to be in your packet, and you'll be set.
All right, the next drill we're going to show to reinforce hitting, to get away from having one player bat and it takes forever for you to get in a lot of swings, is called soft toss drill. The nice thing about the soft toss drill is you get to hit a lot of balls. They don't have to go very far. It goes quick, good, and you get to really work on your form. And it works especially particularly on the hand-eye coordination. So I'm going to demonstrate first, and then we'll get each of you guys up to do some soft toss drill. All right, before we do the soft toss drill, one thing that's really important, number one, use a tennis ball, use a wiffle ball, use something that's fairly soft. If you're going to hit baseballs into a fence, you can really damage a fence at the field. So make sure you use something soft. We're using tennis balls today. That's perfect. Next thing, the toss is as important as the swing. So this should be a coach, not a child doing the tossing. So we've got a parent or a coach that can help us out with this. They're going to make a toss out in front of the batter and nice and low. This will help reinforce the need to swing down on the ball. Okay, we don't want to toss up here because that's going to reinforce an uppercut, which we don't want to do. So what we're going to do here is get a lot of swings in really quick. John's coaching here today. He's going to give me 10 or 15 tosses in a row. I'm going to hit the ball into the fence using good form every time. One thing you can do too with kids, after each swing you tell them to freeze. After they take their swing, they should be good and balanced. Good base to hit off of, like John talked about earlier in the hitting demonstration. So here's soft toss. It's important after each swing to make sure you give the player time to get their bat back in the ready position. We don't want them to shortchange that swing. I see this a lot in soft toss. It's building bad habits. There is a drill that does this technique, which is fine, but for right now, let's make sure the player gets set every time. There you go. Perfect swing. There you go. That's it. Perfect, right there.
Okay.
Head on the ball the whole time.
Boy.
There you go.
Boy. Good job.